Hey, good morning, good morning. Man, look at Goldie here. It's going for the all-time highs again. What if we should buy the all-time highs? I wouldn't mind a little bit more structure, you know? Because right now it kind of just it's setting up quite it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. We're the all-time highs. Oh wait, actually wait, let me see how far this is off. So we got resistance all the way up over here. Where's that? Oh, this is from okay, so this is from New York session, previous NY highs. Oh, all right. So we came down, price came down. It's setting up here. Okay, so we're not at the all-time highs. We're not at the all-time highs. Because I'm thinking about a buy. You know, I'm thinking about a buy continuation over here to the upside with the London Open. Thing is, we don't really have any structure. A little bit of a break above these highs. And then stop loss. Oh, that's a nice pullback. That's a nice pullback. Alright, I'm gonna wait for this candle here to close first. See if we can get a bullish continuation. See, ranges on the left-hand side. Okay, we got 15-minute resistance over there. We're above the 30-minute resistance right now. 30 minutes about to close in 22 minutes. Man, we're really gonna need volume in here. See how the hourly, but we just got a new hourly open. I don't think the hourly open has already had a move yet. We're currently trading 0.60% on the daily. Let's see what kind of structure we form now. Yeah, it looks pretty decent. Looks pretty decent to me. I think it's gonna be enough volume to carry over. See if we can break above these highs. Hope everyone's doing well. We got a middle of the week volume here. So Wednesday price has been moving nice. We're moving bullish, man. Look at this since the Asia session. Look at this. Look how we've been moving up over here. How we've been moving up. Now we're just consolidating. Like this area is like a small little stop in the market. The only thing I'm kind of worried maybe is the higher time frames have already pushed a little bit up. But this is the market here. It's kind of like stopped in this region. So I'm expecting a continuation, or expansion. To continue moving up bullish. I'm going to be managing my trade here at around, you know, maybe like 10 pips. 10 pips in drawdown. Because if we break above these highs, like we should just fly up. You know, we just got the London Open over here. We got London Open volume. Like we should really just move up. We should just move up. So I'm not going to accept any kind of like a drawdown there. Core PPI data this afternoon. Not expecting much after the fireworks yesterday. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got core PPI. We got some news. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Yeah, we got some news during the New York session time. So this could be a range we could even potentially play in if it doesn't follow through bullish. You know, we could still expect some kind of moves, but maybe it like plays out and then comes back into the range and then chills here for until New York time. It's coming down to retest that low. We're expecting bad numbers. Yeah, we're expecting bad numbers for the dollar for core PPI. So that should be a bullish gold. Going to wait for the 30-minute close to know. Yeah, it would be nice if that 30-minute can close first. I think that would be perfect because you see it definitely is moved up a bit. We have like some kind of a 30-minute resistance over there. It would be good for that 30 to close, but you know, at the same time, if you see how far 30 can push. Okay, so that's the most recent push. Let's see, do we have any other big pushes from today? Got one big push here. Yeah, theoretically, you can still make that move. Really, I mean, the setup is there, but also really relying on a volume. You know, really relying on volume. I'm going to wait for these highs to get broken. Let's see, from here to here. Yeah, that's just about the same amount. So you got like console inside a console right now. We have this general region and we have the smaller region over here. So I really want to see a pop up. You know, it's like it's gearing up. It's like putting bullets in the weapon. It's getting ready. It's getting ready. So it's just a probabilities thing. You know, it's like you spot the setup, you take the trade, and that's it. Let it play out. Let it not play out. Move on to the next trade. All right, let's try and come up. See if I can get triggered. This is oh, we got 5 minute. Ooh. Yeah, that's what we're trying to avoid. Trying to avoid any of these pullbacks. That's why I'm waiting for a little bit more of a solid break. Oh man, it would be nice for that 5 minute to close though. Got about how many more minutes? 3. 2 more minutes for the 5 minute closure. Yeah, well, we're a little bit stretched. We're a little bit stretched. You can still make the move, but we are definitely a little bit stretched. It would be nice to get at least a 5 minute closure, but you see, the thing about these candles is even this 5 minute can still skyrocket. You know, this 5 minute can still fly. See, that 1 minute probably is the one which is going to break. It looks like it's going to be this. One more minute for that 5 minute closure. It would be nice if this pulls back actually. So we're currently sitting at. Can't put my stop here. I feel like that's too big. Because once we break out of this region, I don't want to see, once we break above these highs, I don't want to see price come back inside this range. And that's the idea of the trade. We need to leave this range. If we come back into the range, I don't want to deal with it. Because this is a possible range here that you can play around this range for some time. Even up until pre-NY. So with the London Open, this is going to be our first shot at seeing a continuation. So I'd rather just see the continuation. Alright, nice. New 5 minute open. Five minute just close above a resistance. Over here, might be a little fakey. So just got to be careful. We got to get through these wicks. So you got some wicks here as well on the left-hand side. So these wicks, we got to get through these wicks. At least once we get through those wicks, we got some clean traffic up until towards like 36.48. 36.48, but we need to break above this area. So it's like a kind of a rejection zone. Got a few rejection wicks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now it's nice that the 5 minute is creating a bottom wick though. 5 minute bottom wick has been formed. All right, guys, just got triggered in. So now it should be able to push up. If it doesn't push up, I'm just gonna cut it out. Yeah, that's the thing. If it doesn't push up, I'm gonna cut it out. We have our SMA over here. That 8 SMA. That's the last. That's sort of like a dynamic support region over there. Saw a break below it. It's not gonna play out. See that SMA can hold. It's literally like the last line of defense of dynamic support. Not getting the follow through that I want. It's already looking like it wants to come back into the range. Man, that 8 SMA's got to hold. That 8 SMA doesn't hold. Then I'm not going to be willing to take in that drawdown. That 8 SMA right there has got to hold. You see how it's kind of battling with it? Ooh, candle close bearish. Man, would have been nice to get that bullish closure, at least create that little support. Because we kind of closed below. We're just kind of playing with that 8 SMA right now. It's breaking, retesting it on the 1 minute. Doesn't seem like it's holding. Damn, it's really on the mark. Okay, yeah, it's not. I didn't get the volume that I wanted. Yeah, I'm out of that. Didn't get the volume that I wanted. See, I was not willing to take this drawdown here. So what time is this? 3:15. All right, let's see what price does. Because it's a pretty nice breakout over here. It's a really nice breakout region. Really nice breakout region. Would have been good to just see that exuberance kick in and then the PA to continue moving up. So I'm just going to manage it. See what would have happened. Five minute just closed back inside the range again. Not what I want to see, Goldie. Not what I want to see. Not with the London Open and the daily being up 0.60%. Should have just kept moving up there. What is this? NFP revision, biggest on record. Boom, payrolls revision. Okay. Did you see the correction for NFP? No, I haven't really looked at PA. Today's gold is nasty, made me give up in so many positions. I got whipped BE so many times trying to hold. When it didn't hold, it went... Man, did you see PA yesterday though? The price action yesterday was garbage. Like during the pre-New York time. It was on really nice PA over there. Let's see, missed this, was distracted. Oh, this little buy over here. Yeah, oh man, it would have been nice to see some kind of direction, you know, because this is a pretty big range. You know, the thing is, if it doesn't move now, it doesn't want to move now, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, the market's just gonna come back into the range. Maybe it's gonna try break again during pre-NY time, pre-NY to NY. Might try and reattempt to break these highs, but it doesn't seem like... Oh, it's moving now. Maybe we're just waiting for a higher time frame. I don't know. We got about like 7-8 minutes left for that 30-minute closure. Today's PA is kind of weird and unpredictable. I think it's going to play out, but was from 5-minute shotgun. SL maybe. I closed mine too. Made $200 on that news. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was really bad. PA, I didn't trade also. Trade it also. The only thing that I'm thinking is, if it didn't already play out, maybe it's that's the thing. It could just be waiting for that 30-minute closure, you know. Sometimes the market waits for these other higher time frames, but at the same time, it should have played out. It should have just broken and continued moving up. It's starting to just look like a liquidity grab of sorts, because it broke above these highs. Yeah, like just broke above those highs and then start coming back down in. So that's why for me, I was not willing to take this drawdown. I would rather have seen it go up. It's a pretty W on the management though. Hey, Kraken, good morning, good morning. That clean range in the hourly is so convincing. Yeah, the higher time frame, like if you even look at these candlesticks, they can make this move. We can make this move. It's just like low volume. You see, even on hourly, candlesticks are creating like doji. So you got some wicks over here, you got some dojis. Got another doji over here, you're starting to form some wicks. You see how it's like barcoding kind of, creating these wicks. It's just showing to us right now that there is a low volume. That there's some kind of a low volume. So I was hoping with the London Open, at least this would have changed a variable that we could use in our favor in confluence of that London Open over here. But even with the London Open, you see how it's like hesitating? Don't like that. Yeah, see, so instead of losing 28 pips, 28.5 pips, I lost by, you know, 11 pips. 11.5 pips. On to the next one. I used to risk a lot to make profit. Now I learned to put SL on break even after 10 to 20 pips and watch it risk free. Yeah, I mean, like 10 to 20 pips, definitely. Like at least you're getting these moves which are kind of in your direction, especially if it's a lovely push, you know. It's a lovely push and that's what you want to see. Then stop loss to break even, because that's for me like my best types of trades. They could even like retest entries a few times, but when it starts to move, it should just move up. But definitely the bias is still bullish. Like even if you look on the daily time frame, obviously everything's still high. Like yesterday created new higher new all-time highs by 3680. Things have been skyrocketing since the okay, let's see what happened. It's kind of like the daily bias is bullish. But yesterday's trend was not there. Yesterday was kind of retracements. Wait, let's see on the 15th. Yesterday was kind of like retracements. But the daily trend is still definitely bullish. But it's a different situation than what we saw yesterday's London session. Because yesterday's London session, this is what we saw. Alright, price was just kind of like parabolically moving up, bullish. Whereas today, today's kind of interesting because look at this, yesterday's PA. Come down like this. Although the daily is still bullish, 0.60%. It could be waiting. We could be waiting on these numbers. And also another difference is today we have fundamentals. That's during the New York session time. So that's like 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Right now it's like 3:27. In 6 minutes, we will see if buy or sell have better odds because if it closes below resistance, there's a potential liquidity grab on the 30 and 1 hour. Oh, this area here is giving Goldie a freaking hard ass time. It's like, this is super difficult. This is where a lot of people get whips. That's where a lot of people get whipped. Wick City. Yes, sir. Wick City. This is low volume. 30-minute candles just keep closing like dojis. I imagine this candle in the 30 was all the way up over here. Like this whole time it was all the way up over here. Like why even break? My question is why even break if you can't move up? What's the point of this? Why even break structure? Should have just respected the highs then. But obviously, it's just getting in some orders. Really still holding buys here. Like this. It's got that SMA crossover potential though. That looks really nice. Oh, 30 minutes. It's gonna close here in about 1 minute 20. And this thing should have just moved up. The idea is something like this of the sort. Like how you get that bullish extension and then consolidates and then breaks above. Distributes. Then it moves up. Consolidated. Distributed here as well. Even this it distributed. Even this at least it gave like... How many pips did it give? Wow, like 23 pips. Even that distributed. Like from this area over here. Then came back into the range. Consolidated. Oh boy. I had about micro scalping today. That has been... Oh, that has to be super fast? Yeah, micro scalping is like very fast. Very fast. Like Luke sent me something the other day. And it was... how like institutions get better feeds, market data. So let's say if you take a sell, if you take a sell, by the time your order reaches, this all happens on average, I think 200 milliseconds or something like that. By the time your order reaches here, There's some people who can even have like a faster connection. Talking about like maybe like 40 milliseconds. 40 milliseconds. So by the time your order is reaching here, they already see it, and then they're kind of like selling or taking the opposite or something like that. It's like, it's crazy. Like, you know, speed is everything in trading. So even if you can get just faster data, just even like a difference between even 200 or 100, there's opportunity in between that to make money, you know, because you're going to see the order, but you can get there faster. You know, that makes sense. So it's like speed is everything. Well, obviously that's going to be automated. The human cannot react that fast. You know, it's like a cat. When a cat wants to scratch you, it's like it happens and then you pull away, but you already like been scratched because the cat's so fast. It's like, cha. And you're like, oh, you react a bit slower. So definitely automated systems for hyper scalping like that do exist. But it is insane, like how important speed is and how you can take advantage of it. We should all move closer to the servers. Yeah. Like POR gamers did on Fortnite before. Really? Wow. It's crazy the lengths people go to. Yeah, get closer to the servers. You get a bit of an advantage. That's true. It's like almost having a time machine. You know, if you can move like super fast, it's like almost having like a time machine. It's already in the future. Take a buy, and then it's like your Flash from Marvels just running super fast. Then you see the buys coming, like the light, you know, the information. The information is like a beam of light just going like this before it hits it, and you're just watching it on the side, like moving it very slow, and like, oh, this guy is about to buy, and then you go here, hey, hit the buy before he does, then you all get the buy. Dude, oh man, this industry is on another level. And with AI, God knows with AI and everything else, how trading is going to look as well in the future. Quantum computing, I think it is. That's what they're trying to... man, once we get like those quantum computers actually running, it's game over. No more privacy. Everything will be super regulated. Like, it's like supercomputer. No more passwords. Oh, that was a good loss. Thank you, Yasin. Israel bombed my country, Qatar, yesterday. I heard it outside my window. I know once news was announced, gold will fly. I bought it before everyone because I saw it in real life and gold broke all-time highs. Whoa. Yeah, it's like a 9/11. People were seeing that in real time. Everyone was so shocked, and then the hedge funds were already keying in sells, selling the dollar. How crazy is that? Like, how crazy is that? Like New York City, that's the main hub. You know, that's Wall Street. And it's like you're getting the live feed, like live direct feed. It's like if you throw bait into a water full of sharks. You know, it's like you're throwing bait, because, you know, once 9/11 happened, like all those hedge funds, man, all those towers, all those companies, all the hedge funds, just gonna look out the window. They're gonna see that, and they get, like, before the rest of the world does, all that information. Even the retail traders sitting at home, you know, there's no really stories about those guys, but it would be quite interesting to see a story about a retail trader sitting at home when 9/11 happened. Asked ChatGPT this morning before the stream to automate my strategy. Man, but life before 9/11 was so much nicer. When 9/11 happened, that's when airports started becoming more strict. That's when there was a lot more security. Like life just changed completely after that event. Mad respect to your consistency. You've come here live and win consistently. I promise you I will be like you. Thank you, Submit. You'll even be better than me. I'm sure of it. Because you got in like a really nice perspective already. You know, you already get an idea of how I trade, so I think you're gonna be better than me. Because you know the way I trade was not from anyone that I learned how to trade. So I had to figure everything out myself. So you're already definitely having an advantage. Yeah, like Bobby Axelrod. Guys hated in that series, huh? Because he was one of the hedge funds who made money from that event. So everyone was like, I can't believe you made money from that. It's like, what did you want him to do? Take a buy position? You know, you want him to buy the dollar when it's going down? Because there's like zero emotions, you know. Okay, you profit off people's misfortune, but like that's the industry. You know, even if you took position or not, the market would still exist here today. So it wouldn't make a difference what you do. It will still exist. As long as we keep putting these leaders in, you know, these corrupt leaders, and don't actually make a change, because we need to reform the whole economy. You know, the way our economy works, it's kind of terrible. It's kind of terrible because we do need to do a lot of destruction for it to work. There's a lot of destruction. Actually, at this rate, there will be no Earth. You know, eventually there will be no Earth because we're just destroying everything. That's like human nature. So even if that happens, you know, you can't do anything. You just got to take your positions, remain stoic. That's it. Rick, what's your thought on drone warfare? Damn, I hate drone warfare. It's the most pussiest thing ever, drone warfare. Like, it's really the worst thing. You know, if you ever hear a drone, man, those things give you like serious PTSD. And it's like, it's not even fair. You know, you just hear the buzzing noise and you... Oh, man, I hate it. I wish it didn't exist. Rather like have swords and go to war like real men. Yeah, they make pretty nice movies on that as well. Like how desensitized the people in the army are when they're using that drone warfare. It's like playing Call of Duty. So you're super detached from reality. They should just have robot warfare. We should just start going to war with robots. At least casualties are just robots. And may the best robot win. Because that's the point. Like if you know, at some point, if your robots can't win a war, then what makes you think your people could win a war? So you might as well just send their best robots to war. After what period did you start see money consistently flowing, brother? Like after a year of trading, roughly a year and a couple months. If you had to go back in time, with like the Roman or Egyptians, Vikings, etc., where do you think you would fit in the most? Damn, that's a wild question, because you know when you watch these things, they always seem sort of like romanticized. You know, like ancient Greece, you got the Spartans, or if you watch Sherlock Holmes. In those times, man, but I think it was like really hard to live during those times. Like you have no freaking plumbing. Like, dude, you don't have a lot. So, man, what a time to be alive. I'ma just say that. What a time to be alive. I wouldn't want to live in any other time but now, to be honest. This is the best time to be alive. As a human, with all the luxuries that we have, this is the best time to be alive. Maybe take me back to the 2000s. I'll go back to the 2000s, you know, before smartphones. Heck, even the 80s maybe. Those are good times. Yeah. So let's see what market does. This is now consolidating quite heavy. You know, got resistance. You got support. This is why I reckon, like, if we're not going to break above these highs, then price is not going to go anywhere. We're most likely just going to hold this whole area here. This whole range is about, let's see how many pips. About like 75 pips. 75 pip range. You could probably get some moves within the range. Looks like a little bit of a fake out situation that happened here instead. Little break above, then come down, break below these support levels. Continue to fill up this next range down towards support. Here, this was about a 35 pips. 35 pips, small little sell idea. See that 30-minute. Stone Age, absolutely zero problems. Yeah, during the Stone Age, I think the main problem, like if you look at those Neanderthals, they have so many bruises, right? So many bruises, and a lot of those bruises came from fighting animals. But the funny thing is, when they did their research, it wasn't from the animals attacking them, it was from them attacking the animals. You know, so they were fighting like these bears, tigers, and that would all, like, you look at their bones and everything, just all messed up. So they were like, those Stone Age people, man, some hardcore hardcore humanity there. Because nowadays, man, the modern human being, we're so fragile. No way we're fighting bears and tigers. I'd like to go to Julius Caesar time. Oh, Julius Caesar? Or you mean Julius Caesar? Apparently, Julius Caesar's wife used to beat and cheat on him. Kind of reminds me of Macron. So Macron's short, isn't he? Short fellow. Or that Napoleon. Napoleon reminds me of Macron. Not Julius Caesar. No. Let's see what's going on here. 5 minute. Oh man, this range looks so good. It looks like price wants to skyrocket. Question is, how are you gonna catch the skyrocket? You know, if it's gonna be faking out above those highs, maybe you gotta monitor and see how it breaks out of this level. But if you go on the 30-minute, you can see this is so nasty. 30-minute candle even here closed bearish. It broke the highs and then reflipped and closed bearish. We should have at least gotten like some kind of a pop above here, because we have plenty of time before the New York session opens. The iPhone 17 just came out. iPhone 17. You know, this is what I hate about consumerism. You're always like buying. You're gonna buy this today, and the iPhone 18 is just around the corner. They're probably already working on the iPhone 18 now. You're gonna buy this today, then you buy the 18 next year. It's so annoying. But yeah, you see this? Man, this is like a different style. They got this, let's see if we can zoom in here. They got this little island at the back. This is new. Kind of like copying... This is a Google Pixel. Let's see, aluminum body. Let's see what colors it got. Alright, so you got a... What is this? This is like a deep blue. Got deep blue. We got silver. Silver, deep blue. And orange. Cosmic orange. I guess this is the flagship color. Cosmic orange. It's the first orange iPhone. Man, I love the iPhone website though. Apple has a really nice website. Ceramic shield. Very clean. I'm definitely an Apple guy. I do like the simplicity of Apple. This is what? The action button? Favorite features. Up to 8 times optical quality zoom. Any more pro and it would need an agent. Good one, Apple. Any more pro? Let's see, let's see. Well, what is so appealing about this? Alright, so got 33 hours battery life. Still gonna need to charge your phone every day. 50% charge in 20 minutes. What chip is it using? Let's see. A19 Pro chip. I got an A18, so I mean, my phone is good for the next 5 years. Oh, okay, Goldie's breaking out again. Oh man, is this now? Let's see if this is the actual breakout or if it's gonna fake back into this range once more. You know, the thing about technology, I realized like every 5 years, that is the most like ideal time to be getting the new products. So you get yourself on a nice level, then like every 5 years, probably gonna need a new laptop or a new phone. But stuff like otherwise like stuff like headphones, they last longer than 5 years. You know, the jumps in quality are really not that big. Stuff like headphones. But we'll see with this like new chips as well. As the chips are getting better, that 5-year period probably even extends a bit longer. So you know what Apple does? They're gonna make these updates to make your phone slower on purpose. So they're just gonna force you to get a new phone. It's like, wasn't it Bill Gates who used to make viruses and then sell people the antivirus? Well, it was a pretty interesting development. I think I saw something about Putin having some kind of a cancer vaccine. See, what is this about? Russia's Enteromix cancer vaccine shows 100% efficiency in early trials. Has achieved 100% efficiency and safety in early clinical trials targeting colorectal cancer. Colorectal cancer. What is that? Cancer. Oh, the colon or rectum. Wow, man, that's That scares me. Whenever I see vaccine, I always taking me back to COVID. You know, maybe the whole idea behind COVID was also like data mining. You know, they maybe like data mining project that was. You gotta see, governments have these. Like, if you've not ever noticed, like some governments, depending on where you live, they always have these new, what do you call it? New services that are really not that important. And it's like governments also practice like data mining on people. But I don't like this. Man, the amount of conspiracy theories with the vaccines were. But hey, I mean, if it helps people, it helps people. 100% efficiency and safety in early clinical trials. Free in Russia. How much do you need to pay to survive? That's the question. You see this? We broke again and we're coming back into the range. How much are they selling that for? Oh, someone in the chat says it's free in Russia. Yeah, but Russia has announced it will provide the vaccine free to citizens. I wonder if other countries are going to be willing to accept this coming out of Russia. Or whether they're going to think that there's something with it, something up with it. Let's see. Russia scientists unveil mRNA cancer vaccine ready for use. Now ready for clinical use. The Federal Medical and Biological Agency has announced. Unlike other treatments of cancer like chemotherapy or radiation, there were no serious side effects of the vaccine and patients tolerated it well. You know, a sixth strategy you need to be a citizen to get the vaccine. You go there, become Russian, and they ship you to war. Yeah, I can't believe Goldie did another whip here. She's like, why is it breaking these highs if it doesn't want to move up? It knows people are looking for buys over here. We're all looking for buys. We want price to just move from this region. That's why it keeps breaking above it and then pulling us in. Breaking above it and then pulling us in. There's a next higher probability for this break is definitely going to be in about, I think, 2 hours. Yeah, in about 2 hours. But in about an hour, it starts to increase a bit more. The momentum starts to build that it can break and pass through this level. But pre-New York, man, pre-New York is the time. But again, you know, we have news. That's something to consider. We have news. This could be the news rain. That's why I hate days where we have fundamentals. And price has kind of like moved up. Because we could just hold this. We could just hold this till New York session time. Too choppy today, broski. This choppiness started from basically pre-London. Yeah, basically the whole... Oh, there's some decent moves here. Pre-London, but... Yeah, basically since pre-London. Once again, Asia had a pretty nice Asia. But I first have to dip down, create a daily low over here, take out these lows. And then past that point, price has just been moving upwards. Distributing, distributing, distributing. Now we're back in this kind of like little sideways channel. Awaiting the next clues. The next clues of where price is gonna go to next. I was pre-London on the charts, full of shit. Let's see, GJ the same. There's GJ, still right at 200. Yeah, of course. See on the 15 minute. Yeah, GJ is not looking too pleasant here. Definitely barcoding quite a lot. Man, this is the most aggressive type of PA. Get a bunch of these wicks just moving back and forth like this. And candlesticks barcoding. A small little liquidity grab down over here on GJ2. Taking out some few orders. Get ready to move up. Here to here, we got about like 9 pips. Small little break and retest. Little accumulation, break, retest, continuation. Clean range. That's the one that's been filled up the whole time. Small little shotgun play over here. Entry, price pushed up. Looks like a fake out that happened here, like an impulsive sell that became a fake out. Back into consolidation, expansion. And look at these grabs though. Look at these, like the way they stand out. You got this grab here, you got this grab here, you got this grab here. So you definitely got a shock in the water. It's like pulling orders. You know, this is not random. The market's like trying to pull orders. It's trying to get these sellers, I guess, to keep squeezing them out of their trades. You know, it kind of stands out. You don't even have to think about it too much. You can already see it standing out. It's kind of the same thing that's on gold right now. You see how it's breaking these previous highs? Breaking previous highs and then coming down. Breaking previous highs and then coming down. So I feel like the market right now is doing a lot of these liquidity runs. That's why it seems like. And that's why I noticed from yesterday as well. From yesterday time, there were a lot of like fake outs and not really nice moves that happened. From when I was looking at pre-New York. Then let's see. We had price move up. Well, why did price do this again? This was like at 10 a.m. But we didn't have any fundamentals. Yesterday, we only had orange folders. We didn't have any fundamentals. Why did price act like this? Why did it move up like this to come down? It was the news. Oh, so it actually had like a revision again? Huh. What? How does that work? It was already past. We're already past that. Let me go back on Friday. Let's see what happened Friday. Non-farm payroll. What is the NFP revision? Minus 911K, biggest on record. It was news 911K correction from March 2025. $143, $125. You sure? Oh, it says March 2025. That's the first time I'm seeing that. Just a random volatility coming in from revisions from March of this year. The preliminary estimated current employment, national benchmark revision. Man, insane. That's why I don't like the New York session. That's where all the garbage is, like when it comes to fundamentals. That's when you're more prone to such things like this happening. You know, this stuff doesn't happen usually during the pre-London or Asia or even London session. These are always here in this New York time. Because it's US news, so you know, it also makes sense it would come out during the US time. New York session. But it can be quite annoying. Like, this definitely can affect your trading. Like, I remember these times I used to get so heavily into these fundamentals with trading GJ. And there was so much news, and Boris Johnson was talking so much, and man, every time I'd have these really nice trades almost hit my take profit. For example, I could be in a buy, and then you just see price start to come down. Like, it comes down very fast. It comes down way faster than it did moving up. Look at these dumps over here. See how this candlestick dumped? Get on the 1 minute feed. Sheesh. Alright, so this 1 minute here is like about 130 pips. Oh. Holy. This 5 minute is like 200 pips. But if you took a sell, that would be such a nice sell. That would be such a nice sell. But of course, it had to go for a run first. So it looks like this news must have come out at a 10 a.m. Eastern. So like 10 a.m. Eastern, right? But it had to make the run first. The all-time highs, get all those orders in, and then drop the news, drop the bombshell. The market's timing is impeccable. The way technical analysis sometimes just is ahead of the fundamentals, you could go down a rabbit hole. Because from a retail perspective, we don't see the move. We don't see anything until the news comes out. So it's like, who is seeing this? Who has access to that information before the news comes out? You know, to make such plays like that. That's why we say, like, man, speed is everything in trading. If you can get information faster, then you can make a lot of money. Yeah, you're right. It pushed up exactly at 10, afterwards went straight down. Exactly. Like, if it knew it was gonna go down, then why move up? Just the same way as here. If price knows it's not going anywhere, why does it keep breaking these highs? You know, because what happens is people give these areas like a second chance. You know, it like breaks above once, and then they usually like try again, and they're like, damn. Because they think maybe this time that's gonna go up. And the market knows. It already knows. This little bugger over here, it already knows it's not going anywhere. So that's how I personally view the market. I don't think it's necessarily always having to do with like buyers and sellers to push and move this candlesticks. I think it also just moves on its own. If you want to go down the rabbit hole, you can even sometimes think none of this is real. You know, it's just a way to generate money. Also, like if you're looking at it like from candle to candle, that is. On a larger scale, yeah, you can make an argument on a larger scale. But when you're talking about like these intraday moves, the market just moves how it moves. It moves the way it moves, right? Rora, thank you for the sub. It's just breaking barriers of how you look at markets. And the more you look at the charts, you gotta realize those things. When you look at these candlesticks print and their behavior from a day-to-day basis, it's like so repetitive. You know, that's the thing about the market. It's so repetitive. Like, it's so repetitive, like, that it can't be random. It's so perfectly repetitive. No short-term side effects. At least let's wait like a year or two before these guys get a third arm. Yeah, maybe 10 years from now, in the middle of the night, they're all just gonna wake up like robots. Gonna wake up like that. Ooh, you have been activated. Nanotechnology. But they're also working on these nanotechnology for medicine. Nanotechnology. Like, even if you look at the design of a chip, it will blow your mind how a chip is made. Like, look at how detailed a chip is. So this is it, like zooming in. So you see this outside, you come in closer. Because from the outside, it maybe doesn't look as detailed. It looks detailed, but not too detailed. Man, but the further in you go, and look at this. This is an insane amount of detail that goes into a chip. So imagine that same kind of tech on medicine. You know, it's possible. Why not? Waiting for CPI news, usually like that. Yeah, it's usually like this. When you got a red folder for New York session, when you see price consolidate, most likely just waiting for those fundamentals. That's why I don't like red folder days. Because sometimes we can't get those follow-throughs that we want. Got core PPI. No CPI, we got core PPI. See, tomorrow we got core CPI. And unemployment claims. Let's see, gold could hit 3,800 by year's end. Gold prices could hit year's end. Yeah, gold's recent rally was triggered by a rising expectation of Federal Reserve rate cut in September, which should still be at 90% right now. Last time we saw it was like 97. Let's see if it changed. In about 7 days, we're going to have FOMC. Oh, it's at 100%.
Why are you running?
100%. No doubt. Man, I've never seen 100%. How can we have 100% probability? How? You know, nothing is 100%. It's got to be like 99% at least. Now, that speaks volumes, you know, 100% probability in trading. You know, because no move is 100%. There's never a technical analysis here that's 100%. Even when you're looking at news, you can still be right about the direction and wrong about the trade. There's never like 100%. But man, there's a really nice probabilities though. So, you know, it makes sense how people are already getting into buys much earlier on since Powell spoke here on a Friday. Since basically he spoke on that Friday open, price moved up here about 10%. 10.11%. That was last month on the 22nd. It's crazy. 100%. Yeah, I mean at this rate we can even see $4,000 troy ounce by the end of the year. You know what is strange? That news meant the market was worse than expected and the information is showing is not accurate, so this is not good. And so in my opinion it should move up, not down like it happened. Yeah, I mean that's news, you know. Sometimes it happens and you just can't like understand why it's doing that. You know, the best example is that that tsunami that happened in Japan. You know, the markets went up instead of moving down. They went up. So when it comes to news, man, anything can happen. Anything can happen. The only thing that's like maybe a bit more consistent is the interest rate decisions, because those are pretty major. That's like the biggest thing when it comes to news. That's the most important fundamental is interest rate decisions. Tetra, I'm currently studying law and currently learning how to trade. Is there a career path that can allow me to do low and trade financial markets. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're trading, it's more of like a hobby. So you can do low and you can trade. I mean, if you got a couple extra hours in your day, so you got like 2 hours a day, I think you can trade. You know, you just got to see what time you're free. You're free during Asia, London, New York session. You know, these are the main sessions that you want to be looking at. And then in between, obviously, you have like NYSC, etc. But you just got to see what time you're free. At least 2 hours a day. You know, at least 2 hours a day. Especially if you're a scalper. If you can't trade something like me, then 2 hours is more than enough. Because every hourly candle should at least give you some kind of like an entry. So you don't have to be on the charts very long. Sometimes I'm on the charts like 15 minutes. You know, sometimes I'm on the charts maybe a bit longer, 1 hour. But within that 15 to 2 hours, you should be able to catch a move and then go about your day. And the good thing is like now you can do something different. So if you have like something else to do, you don't fall into the trap of like over trading and, you know, gambling and that sort of thing. So usually you can take like one trade and then you go do something else. So yeah, I would say very possible. Trendline trader is eating right now. I would drink more water, chap. Another sale London session. So Gordon Ramsay, speaking about cancer, you saw Gordon Ramsay as well. He recently went to the doctors. He had some cancer. I think also colon cancer. Celebrity Gordon Ramsay recently revealed he was tested or treated for basal cell carcinoma, the most common form of skin cancer. Oh, skin cancer, after having a procedure to remove it from his jawline in late August 2025. Hey, Vikas, love from India. Thank you. How to predict or analyze something from a 1 hour candle? Just look at the 1 hour. You know, look at the 1 hour and see how that the 1 hour is printing. So what can you say about the way the 1 hour candles are printing right now? So you can already predict how price action is behaving on the LTF. So there's no direction. You see, you have a bunch of these dojis and long wicks. So in this situation, we're just looking at markets consolidate heavily. There's no direction, there's no volume. You know, think about it this way. If we're looking for a sell and you're seeing 1 hour candles coming down like this, that's a lot more appetizing to you. That price, if you get your sell entry on the next hourly candle, say in this example, that 1500 hour candle, then there's a better chance that your trade's gonna play out. You know, because of how PA is looking, and you also got like a small little wick fill situation over here. You see this pretty long wick, it can be like a little wick fill. So that's how you can kind of anticipate how your trades are going to play out. You know, like certain ranges like this, hourly break above resistance, you got clean range up towards this next resistance. You know, let's say you're taking a buy, you kind of like see that the market has room to move up, and there's volume in these candles. I also got estimate confluence. So yeah, they can definitely give you a lot of information. See, like right here, man, this is goat shit. And the longer we're in this area, then you know, you're not gonna get anything too interesting. Because it doesn't matter how good your setup is, right? If the market doesn't want to move anywhere, there's nothing we can do. The worst thing to do would be to start, like, you know, over trading and that sort of thing. It's like now you're trying to revenge trade. Maybe you take a loss here and then you try to revenge trade again. That's why I usually say this is the reason why I give myself 1 trade per session. Because if it fails once, there's just a pretty strong probability it's just going to fail again on that session. Because it should have played out the first time. You know, so you can just give it space in between. That's why people usually go wrong. That's why you're going to see some people, they're just going to come onto the charts. And after all that waiting, they just manage to catch the buy. And it's because it's just a timing thing. Sometimes you just got to be on the chart at the right time to catch such a move like this. Because if you're here trying to catch it continuously, you just keep getting faked out until it eventually pushes up. But by that time, you've taken so many L's. That it's not even as nice anymore. So instead, you know, just give it like 1 try here and then just come try again later at a different time. And don't FOMO. You know, you're only gonna FOMO if you feel like you're gonna miss out on this. But even if you miss out on this, like, the next trade is around the corner, like literally. Even if this just skyrockets and you miss it, you can still catch the next one. And the market right now, such a nice range to keep moving up here. This whole zone is like 171 pips on the left hand side. The daily candlestick has moved up a total of 289. We could see the wick fill. I think all-time highs is realistic by 36.75. Pretty realistic zone to hit. It's just gearing up. You see, it's gearing up. Getting ready to fly sky high. Well, we're also expecting negative numbers for dollar for core PPI. A decrease from 0.9 to 0.3%. So, you know, if you get any number greater than this, it's going to be good for the dollar. If it comes out below this, then it's going to be bad for the dollar. So we're expecting a decrease. And always, like previously, we've been having negative numbers on core PPI. Majority of the time, they'll be coming out red. Please change the repeated poll. The problem is if I don't put the poll up, then we always have to keep saying like the stream. You just gotta click it once. You click it once and it goes. It disappears. It's like admin, right? It feels like admin to click that done. I feel you. I understand, chat. I understand. Bro, look at the iPhone 17 Air. You saw the Pro. Look at the Air. It's literally so skinny. Let's see it. iPhone 17 Air. Let's go. Damn, look at that. Whoa, so cool. It's so skinny, you know, so I hope it feels good to hold. It's not too thin that it feels awkward to hold. I wonder how the weight balance is going to be as well with this. If they've been so skinny here and then having some weight up over here, that's going to feel a bit awkward. Like imagine like holding it and it's so skinny and then like easily fall it. Super thin, strikingly light. There's always some kind of gimmick with these things that what will make people want to buy it. So I think this one is the new design just to flex, because obviously they're going to know the difference with the back camera and it being super thin. I don't know about the A19 Pro chip, if that makes any difference really. All day battery life. iOS 26 new look, even more magic. Haven't gotten that update yet. This is that liquid ass design. That Windows Vista design. See the colors here. Oh, we got sky blue. Oh, nice. Yeah, I like the sky blue. Because the sky blue is like silver, but like on a different angle, you're gonna see like it got like a shimmer of blue. It's like a shimmer of blue. You can kind of see it here. Let's see if we zoom in. It's kind of like a shimmer of blue, depending on the light. Then you got light gold, white, and space black. Oh man, you know this thing is gonna scratch like a bitch. This thing is gonna scratch. This is, what is it? Space black. Ooh, let's see the white. Oh, the white's kind of clean. I think the white's more like for ladies. The white's more like for ladies. They got also light gold. Nice. What is gold doing? It's holding this range. It's probably just gonna range here up until New York. Why is it not allowing us to compare to the 16? I want to compare to the 16 Apple so I can see how small the differences are. Why does it stop here at the 15 Pro? Let's see the 16. Because it's quite a negligible difference. iPhone Air 17. How much is it going for? $1,000. And that's the iPhone Air is $1,000, and iPhone 17 is like $800. They're scamming us. Yeah, imagine how much it costs to make the iPhone Air in those factories, you know, then for $1,000. What if we can get an answer? How much would it cost to make an iPhone 17? Obviously, we can't get those figures though. Does it really cost $10 to make an iPhone? The actual cost of producing an iPhone 14, including all components and assembly, is estimated to be between $400 and $500, depending on the model. The $10 claim likely refers to one part of the process, like labor, and ignores the broader financial reality of producing smartphone. I'm pretty sure they got like at least 100+% margins on this. I think it's much more than 100%, more like 200%. Like, this is a nice little neat trick I've mentioned before in the stream, but if you ever go bargaining, you know, these markets where you kind of bargain for stuff. If somebody says like something costs, let's say like $100, trust me, just whatever number they give you, just divide it by 12. Divided by 5. If you divide it by 5, you're gonna get way closer to how much they actually spend on that. If you start by 5, because let's say $100, you're gonna say it's $20. I want to pay 20 for this, because most of the time those types of bazaars or that type of, but obviously if you go to a store, you're gonna pay the full price. You know, it's a store. But when you're not in a store like that, most of the time, man, you divide that by 5. It's really that's like right there. You're getting super close. They'll still make money, but they're not gonna make as much money. They might not even sell it to you. They're still gonna make money, but if you really can't move from divide by 5, they might not sell it to you. So if you really want it bad enough, then you can like say, okay, you know, just divide it by 3. If you really want it bad enough, you know, you can divide it by 3. So instead of paying $100, you can pay like 33 bucks. Divided by 3. It's all about finding the pressure points with these guys. But it's a nice trick, like, trust me. Like, before I never knew how to bargain with people. Like, I used to find it difficult. Like, how do you really know, like, what to set your price? But if you have, like, a playbook or a strategy, it's pretty straightforward most of the time. They're always trying to 5x. Sometimes they're trying, like, 7x. But they don't go too crazy as well, because, you know, they also need to make sales. So usually 5x, or, like, if they're desperate, maybe 7x. It's quite consistent, no matter where you are in the world. What do you think of these treasuries that boomed 2000% this week, such as... Oh, the treasuries? No idea. I don't trade them. I just look at gold. You know, as much as I look at other stuff in the market, like if I want to do a lot of like fundamental research, I can't change the fact that gold is consolidating right now. You know, that's just one thing. Because the way I trade, I'm in and out of trades within like minutes. Within minutes. So correlations, they don't really work. You know, negative correlation with DXY is nice to see, but it doesn't really work on that much low of a time frame. So yeah, man, if like gold is consolidating, man, nothing we can do. I need to go to... Wait, I've not seen indecision candles like this on 30-minute time frame before. And the funny thing is, I don't believe we have anyone speaking. Let's go on live news. Live news, what do we got? EU, Japan X economic security. Nice little picture over here. EU plans short-term rental law. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anybody should be speaking, because sometimes when somebody is due to speak, price is going to consolidate like this. Or, you know, we also say technicals is a bit of ahead of reality, so they even might be something that we don't see. If it's not ranging for the core PPI, sometimes you're going to see like out of this, a big move comes out and you're like, damn, where did that move come out from? Then you're going to come onto your live news feeds and you're going to see some kind of unscheduled news release. So sometimes there is something working in the backgrounds that we just don't know about yet. Sometimes we know, sometimes we don't. But right now, for me, this just looks like pre-New York ranging sideways movement. But it's true, like this pattern you haven't seen before, correct? So when you see something like this, a lot of us are all looking at the same thing right now. Anybody who's trading gold spot, we're all just looking at this range. Some people are still looking at buys. You know, if you imagine how the rest of the world is trading this range, some people are still looking at buys as it breaks these highs, you know. So it's already tried breaking once and twice and failed. So maybe sometimes people come in a bit later and they could still be looking to catch the buys above 36.48. But, you know, I've already used my shot for this range, so I have to wait until another high probability time to retry those buys. And then some people could also just be looking at sells below support over here. So you got potential sells below support, potential buys above resistance. But I think the buys is what's most appetizing for majority people. You know, because we want to see price continue to create all-time highs as gold is still moving up bullish. Because any sells are like short-lived. You know, if you take a sell here, you're not really expecting it to run. It's like a short-lived position. But along, man, this will be like a magnet over here by 36.75. That's where price is going to be gearing towards. 15-minute barcoding, loads of wicks. It's a no trade zone. Yeah, these are the true trenches. These are the real trenches. And the annoying thing is I don't really see any setups over here. I mean, if you look at price how it come to the bottom, it's kind of having some more V-shaped reversal than any structure. So it just comes to the bottomish and then pulls up. Bottomish and then pulls up. It would be nicer to get a bit more dynamic structure. Then you could at least play the ranges a bit better. But for now, this is what we call like the John Wick territory, where people are obviously just buying lows and selling highs. You got like some John Wicks over here. Got a John Wick here, John Wick here. And you got some cells up here. Got a feeling gold will explode to the upside once it breaks. Oh yes. If it breaks on the... Right now it's 4:30 AM Eastern, so... From the next hourly candle, the probabilities slightly increase as we get to 6 AM Eastern time hourly candle for that break. What you really want to focus on at a time like this is not to overtrade. You know, this is a time where you really got to understand like this market condition is just not the most favorable. Maybe if you trade like a different pair moves better, but also like GJ seems to be moving the same way as it's the middle of the week over here. Starting to see markets overall kind of consolidate. Let's go on a currency strength meter and see. Okay, dollar weakness is kind of neutral weak, but yeah, it's more like neutral weak basically. Also pound yen is pound is like neutral weak or just neutral. So it just looks like markets just consolidating. I mean, but gold has such a nice running probability. Like the daily is still up 0.50%. You know? 50%. If something like this happened on gold, this would be awesome. Like you see this little setup here on GJ? Man, I think that's how we would get a profitable trade in this range. Exactly like this. You see, at least GJ, when it comes to the bottom of its range, is creating like a little bit more structure at the bottom. Correct? The highs not so much. Highs are kind of like rejecting the highs. But at least at the bottom is having some bit more structure. So if you had this on gold, 0.50%, pretty high probability trade is going to play out. And we also got like clean traffic on the left hand side. Like this, you know, stop loss below that support. Man, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Did you quit negative risk to reward? No, my risk to reward's always been dynamic. You know, it's always kind of like changing. It just depends on the setup. 30-minute looks like the old toothbrush, but you keep the clean things with. Oh, but you keep the clean things with. Yeah. That's a pretty accurate description. There's been a sharp rise in demand for physical precious metals, which are insulated from broader market volatility. HOI ads. HOI. Let's see, President Donald Trump has urged the European Union to impose tariffs of up to 100% on China. You know, I was playing this game the other day. It's called Detroit, become a human. Detroit, become a human. And there are these little articles that you can read in the game. And it's kind of like predicting the future in 20... These robots are like, what, 2030, 2038, where you're getting like a bunch of these androids helping humanity. It's not far-fetched. Like, this is definitely within reach. If you see the kind of robots we already have today, freaking doing backflips and running and whatnot, even fighting. It's not far-fetched, you know. You just need to put some kind of a realistic cosmetics on it, you know. Once you get the functionality correct, you know, just get the cosmetics done. That should probably be the easiest part. But there's like a article there about the Arctic and how there's been some new fuel or something like that that's been found in the Arctic ice, and how Russia and Ukraine, I mean Russia and the US are going to war on that territory, and it's going to be like the World War III, because, you know, much of that region is still frozen. It's like there's a lot to discover. It's a massive piece of land. It's like, just gets you thinking, like, wow, you know, it's quite tense over there. Because even when was it Putin and Trump met, it's still unclear where the territory belongs to. Have you seen the robot they use to spar with now? It can really box good. Yeah, I think I've watched a few videos on that. I watched a few videos on that. Who boxed it recently? I think I saw Xauusd fighting it. Not mistaken. Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, this thing, I've seen it run downstairs as well. And it looks so weird. Like, the way it runs down the stairs, it's like everything is so weirdly calculated. Like, even the movements, look at how it stands up straight. Man, in the game, those robots were going for like, you know, $800, basically like an iPhone. Yeah, look, there we go. Oh man, this is sick. In the game, they were like $900. Nah, $900? People are willing to pay $900, man. Pay $900, get a robot like this, take care of your kid, do the groceries, help you with a bunch of stuff. The cosmetics is still definitely not there. I don't think they care so much about the cosmetics yet. Because you can tell this is like, it's not super realistic, but I guess it's not the important thing for now. But they can definitely nail this. Make it look really human. You know, they're to try, like, you see these little minor movements, micro expressions. The cheekbones. This is sick. I would love to go to a convention like this. Yeah, they should just send these things to war instead of using drone warfare. My robot versus your robot. It has proper stance and everything. You know, funny thing, Goldie's not even giving any setups. Like, maybe the next medium-term trade could be a break above these highs. It's by 36.46 into the fake out area. That's the only thing that I can see. If anything, at least get in sooner instead of getting it up here. Get in sooner because the fake out probably comes up here again. But if it's already tested the bottom of the range, then the next high probability area should be the top of the range. Because right now we're just trading, we would be trading what we see, not what we feel. And you can see that price is moving sideways, right? You see price is moving sideways. There's no analysis here that you can do to say, oh, you know, it's rejecting above these highs. It's like, it's not rejecting anything because you got rejection wicks on the top and the bottom. So this is sideways consolidation. So I think the next possible area, maybe re-break those highs and then a push upwards. But you know, this is something you want to kind of stay away from anyway. Well, that's the only sort of setup that I see. Hey, Xauusd, good morning, good morning. Today, what is this? Today my first trade. It would be nice to have a little bit of analysis here. No idea what this is. Awesome. Nice W. This is my three first trades of the day. Close partials on the spot that can refuse, then rest based on structure. Let's see, you got in here. Zero drawdown. Very nice. Secured partials and then let the rest run. Oh, amazing. So really nice entry there too. Sell, boom, buy. Nice. Break even. Wow, that's really good. Quick one, close it above. Went down to take out a BE. Trade in line with daily bias. Wanted to take the sell, but waited, turned a fake out confluence, close a BE. That's the best. You know, if you're expecting this as well for your trade and you see it, then you're more ready for it and you execute without hesitation. So it's like a lot of preempting, you know. I think majority of the waiting is kind of more like preempting. So instead of just waiting and not thinking, you gotta like wait and preempt the. You say, okay, you see that's the break right there. That was the only short-term, any kind of trade opportunity I could imagine could only be coming out of this 36.46. You're still trading within the range, but it's still safer than taking it up here as it breaks those highs. Because, you know, we should just see the volume come in. Need some volume to continue pushing in. You don't want to see this consolidate too much on your entries. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, oh man, crazy. Yeah, this is Whip Central. I'm not touching this. I'm not touching this until at least it freaking breaks. Or we get some kind of like a different hourly close. You know, these are all like doji candles. Got some sharks in here. Yeah, good morning, good morning. Ja. Moens. Ja Rastafari. Do you plan to take the third trade today? Yes. If the condition is good, I'll take the third trade. If it's worth taking, I will take the third trade. But if we're still like this for the whole time, even closer to New York Open, then it might not be worth to take a third trade. Because there's not a lot of room to play in between here. Yeah, it's a 80 pip range, but the way the candles are set up, the stop losses are too big for these ranges, and if you take a buy here, you know, where are you really expecting price to go? Let's put your stop loss either below here. You're not really expecting it to go anywhere. It's kind of like you just try it, and if it goes in your direction, you know, awesome. But you're still trading within a range. Gotta pay my Starlink today. Only costs about $10. But you know, the crazy thing with Elon subscription is if you don't pay it, even if you don't use it, if you don't pay it, you can kind of like give up your seat. Because like each area only has a certain amount of like satellites you can connect to. There's probably a bunch more now. But when I got it, there's like a certain amount of satellites you can connect to. You know, so like if someone gets it and it's over capacity within that region, then they can't connect to anything. So if you give up your seat for too long, and you know somebody else can connect to it. Somebody connected, then you can't connect. Then you gotta wait for more spaces. That's why you're still sending up satellites. When you're launching Starlink, you're still sending rockets to space. I'm pretty sure the capacity should be much larger now. Man, that billionaire space race, different level. Wherever billionaire, you know, because like NASA and stuff, they have like almost different priorities. Whereas companies, privately owned companies, if they get into space and find a planet which has like a very, very lucrative resource, maybe like gold, diamonds. You know, some planets rain diamonds because the atmosphere is so, the pressure is so strong. It rains diamonds. You know, whatever company is able to actually travel to those planets and then mine those planets, holy, they're gonna basically run the world. That's why these androids are also a pretty good thing, because you can't send humans up into space. You can send a robot. There's cosmic radiation. We can't really travel far, but a robot can. It's like billionaire business goals. You gotta have so much money that the only thing that makes sense is to conquer the universe. That's how much money you have. Nothing on planet Earth is gonna be sufficient at some point of wealth that you acquire. There's nothing more that you can do on Earth. Goals, goals, goals. First trader billionaire. You would definitely not be trading at that point. I think you're gonna just have a hedge fund, and you're gonna have businesses. No more retail trading. Banter, banter, banter. Why is Goldie so shit? Why can't gold do something else? You know, why can't we at least have a small break above? I didn't even expect prices to just skyrocket. I wanted it to skyrocket, but at least 20 pips, 30 pips. A decent move outside of this area, then fake back in. What can you do? Nothing. Do you have any other hobbies? Yes. I got other hobbies. I'm a swimmer. I swim. I gym. I used to skateboard, but I don't do that anymore. I want to get my kite surfing license by the end of this year. I want to get a bunch of stuff. So many goals. But I think kitesurfing license is the key thing that I want to get. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You know, like the older you get, the more time you focus on just building like these certain habits which are in line with making a good living for yourself. So unfortunately, hobbies, they can kind of fall over onto the side. You know, you're not gonna have as much time for hobbies. Unfortunately, most people just pick up cars. You know, people love cars, people buy cars. You know, that's their hobby. But yeah, I think it's quite important to have something like active to do. You know, that's why I want to do like kite surfing at least. Because I can't skate anymore. You know, I can't. I'm not as young as I used to be. If I fall down and sprain my ankle or break something, God forbid, you know, that's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be fun. Can't bounce back from that like you used to. Did you ever smoke or drink? I mean, everybody's have smoked and drank when you're a teenager. So did I ever? Yeah, I did. I didn't like necessarily abuse it, but just as much as anybody would in their teenage years. You know, like right now, whenever I drink right now, you really feel the low performance that you get. Like even if I have 1 beer, 2 beers, like you feel it, man. Your performance just goes down. Your next gym session is not going to be as good, and energy levels are a bit off. Sleep is fucked. You don't get any deep sleep anymore, so you feel a certain way when you wake up in the morning. Do you like shooting guns or like a paintball gun? Yeah, actually, that was on my list as well. I want to get a gun by maybe sometime next year. But just to have, you know, I got some friends who own like some farm areas, and you know, they have weapons, and you know, it's just like a hobby. There's certain clubs that you can be a part of, and quite a nice networking opportunity as well. The people who go to those areas, who go to those clubs as well, I think there's a lot more to it than just like shooting the gun. I also look at the networking opportunities aspect of it too. But it's also good to have as a protection, you know. How many trade a day do you trade? Just 3 trades. One of my mentors used to have a, I can't remember what gun that was, but you'd always have this kind of like assault rifle. It looked like an assault rifle. So whenever we'd be trading on the Zoom call, he would just have like his assault rifle back there. Crazy guy. Crazy guy. I'm not going to mention his name though. I think buying guns in America is like going into grocery shop to buy milk. You know, you just go and buy anything. Go buy a shotgun, assault rifle. Now that's insane. That is insane. Bro, I can't live in America. Like, there's no way. I'll always be so fearful for my life because everybody's trapped. Whenever I watch these police videos, man, this morning I watched a police video of this one intoxicated cop. It's on Worldstar. You know, there's this one cop, there's like 3 cops, and they pulled over this guy, and one of the cops was so high, like he could barely stand. He was drunk. Now imagine a situation like that with everything that's going on in the world, especially in America. Like, it's such a scary situation. You don't know if that cop's gonna go crazy. But where I live, not many guns. My cousin was a pro footballer at a bar once. He was telling me about the science of drinking, proper vibe kill. But I slowed down a lot after that. Yeah, people who drink, they definitely understand. Even like Joe Rogan speaks about this. Like, it's the worst thing that you can do for your body. It dehydrates it a lot. It abuses serotonin, so you know, you don't feel good afterwards. You feel good in the moment, but not afterwards. But anyway, I don't want to be a buzzkill. I do like a nice drink every now and then. I think it's a nice way to chill. You know, because you're always locked in. You're always locked in and everybody's locked in all the time. So if you meet up with friends every once in a while and you have a drink, I think that's fine. But if you're doing it during the week, then obviously you're not going to get too far, you know, because you have to be locked in 100%, especially when you want to make money. You can't afford to be under any sort of influence, especially when you want to make money. You know, alcohol and drugs and making money, they just don't go together. Unless you're a drug dealer. All right, Goldie, what are we doing here? Can we move or what? Can we move? If we break above these highs, I think the daily is going to be up like 0.70%. Let me see. Let me measure this out. Break above these highs. Yeah, 0.68%, somewhere like pretty close. It was 0.70. We could probably see 1% by the end of the day. I hope this doesn't break out. I hope the real breakout doesn't happen until right now it's 4:56. Until that, maybe that 6 a.m. candle, because this one looks like it's about to close bullish. So volume is coming back in. You got 3 more minutes for this candle here to close. Looks like really nice volume that came in, as opposed to these previous candlesticks. So you know it's leaving a certain clue behind when it's closing like this with so much volume. Because even if you look on the left hand side, you have like a resistance over here, and looks like it's about to close that resistance. So it would increase the probability to break these highs and move, but the hourly candle will still be open. You know, if it breaks on the first half, you know, it can still be open. It can pull down and then start to re-break it before it closes again. But it's definitely leaving a clue behind. Volume is starting to come back in. In terms of the timing could be better though. Timing could be better. Because if the London Open itself didn't even make this follow through. This is like we're about 2 hours into the London Open now. You know, why would the volume come in now? Might as well just come in for pre-New York. Pre-NY, break above, skyrocket. First trade of the day. This is yesterday. Sell on golds. Nice. Got a little late entry, huh? But yeah, sometimes happens to me too. Got a late entry. I just see volume come in and then you just take the trade. Sometimes it's also like intuitive. It's intuitive based on what price action was doing previously. Like this, small little fakey above here, then rebreak of the lows, clean range to the downside. Probably like higher time frames are a lot cleaner on the left hand side too. Gone like the 5 minute or something. This looks like a... Oh, this is 5 minute. Maybe go on 15 minute then. Got a higher time frame, you're gonna get cleaner candles. See, entry got clipped. Quick counter trend move. Closed below support. As a shotgun with a sell at 18 pips. Looked like I was gonna get faked out with seconds left dump. Oh, nice. Yeah, beautiful. Nice little quick little counter trend move. You see, it's quick. It's a quick count. That's the thing about counter trends, is because like the moment like it starts to come back up, obviously you know there's a lower probability that this continues to run when you can see the bullish price action on the left hand side. But like a quick little scalp, I think is pretty nice. I think yesterday we had a few of those. Let me see. Pre-London. Oh yeah, this was the one. Nice little shotgun here. This is the pre-NY. Pre-NY little shotgun move. Oh, this actually looks really good. Look at this. Candlestick moved up. Created a top wick. Pretty healthy top wick. To re-break the previous candle lows. To move down bearish. Especially because it accumulated here too. So you got a bit of accumulation. You have 8 SMA confluence. And then clean range to the downside. And that was it. Because it basically filled up the range. You know, this push. That was about like 30 pips. Boom, boom, boom. Some more liquidity grabs or like rejection. But that was it. I think that was the last move. Yeah, that was the last move before New York session opened over here. Nice little shotgun entry right here too. Boom, boom. Remove this line. Stop loss below this area. Basically the same thing that happened right over here. Same thing that happened right here. Clean range. I think the buys were quite lovely. Because you get like bullish exuberance as well on the daily. And that's happening on the NY Open. Oh man, NY session got a very clean move. They didn't even have to wait long. Only about 50 minutes. 50 minutes to an hour. That's this little buy here. $50 minutes to an hour. Not bad, not bad. Chat, what would you say is like the longest time you give yourself on the charts? What would you say, like, you gotta call it a session? How many hours a day do you trade? How many hours a day do you trade? Because think about it this way. I took a pre-London trade today. I was on the chart today, and most of the days less than an hour. So let's just say an hour on average. I took my London session move. I was not even on the chart long for this. Let me see. This was 3:15. I was on the chart like 15 minutes. It's 1 hour 15. 1 hour 15. Maybe 2 hours. Maybe around 2 hour 20 minutes. 2.5 hours. Sometimes incredibly less. Maybe we can do anywhere between 30 minutes to 2.5 hours per day. The only reason I'm on the chart right now is because of streaming. But if I just look at my day on average, like how I can end a day, maybe anywhere between like that much time. Let's say 30 minutes. 30 minutes to 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Real chart time. Like, I mean, you come on, you do your analysis, you take your trade, and you're off. Not loitering about. 8 to 6 p.m. Wow. That's a 9 to 5. It's almost like a full-time job. 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 3 hours. Low 3, max 16. Max 16. 3 hours, maximum 2. Session, maximum 5 per day. Maximum 2 per session. Oh, maximum 2 per session, maximum 5 per day. Trading gives you a lot of free time. Do nothing. I'll probably be watching TV right now. So lazy. You can become such a lazy person once you start trading. But once you have a system that where you don't have to be on the charts long. Hey, good morning, Vic. Good morning, Leon. Around 5 to 6 hours for me, but Tuesday and Wednesday, the whole time I'm awake. But in the beginning, you definitely have to put in the chart work. That's true. In the beginning, you have to put the chart work in. So that's like almost 24/7. So what I'm explaining here is just from a perspective of you already know what you're doing. You know, but if you're still learning to trade, you definitely got to put the hours in. It's almost 24/7. Because the more you're looking at the charts, it's like you're kind of registering subconsciously how candlesticks move. You know, so even if you're just on the charts right now, you're kind of registering this PA. You're registering this PA, so it gives you definitely good insights. It can give you a nice little edge further down the line. Because like for me, this is something that I know that if we don't get a break that happens soon, because this is gonna happen again, chat. Like this is not the first time. This week or next week, next time we got red folder news on the New York session, you're gonna find yourself in this position. I guarantee you that. We're gonna be in this same position here again very soon. And I will remind you when that happens. Because what this is just always repeatable patterns, you know. If you don't get the break, if I don't get my breaks happening at the times that they should be happening, there's no point loitering around. Because I've already seen from my sample sizing that on days like this, you know, most of the time price doesn't really go anywhere. You get stuck in these additional fake outs over here. It's not a good thing. So that's what I mean by if you just show up to the charts, and even if you're not trading and just learning, this will register to you. Because further down the line, like certain things click, you know? Certain things click without you even thinking about it. And it just makes sense to you. I ask one question, which animal is very dangerous in the world? Which animal is very dangerous? Maybe a silverback gorilla from Uganda, maybe. Or Rwanda. I think they're in Rwanda. Those silverback gorillas, they really mess you up. But I don't like snakes. I'd rather go up against a silverback gorilla than a snake, to be honest. A dead snake is a good snake. Been paper trading for a few weeks whilst learning to trade. How long do you think it will learn before using real money? Real money you should already use once you learn how to put positions in, once you have your lot size. Once you understand lot sizing, you should start with a real account immediately. Like even if you're risking like $5, whatever it is, just start with a real account. Because you're not going to take it seriously if it's not real. On a demo account, psychology is obviously different. Y'all see that video of the real Tarzan? How he caught that alligator? Man, this is the only guy animals running away from this guy. US influencer shamed of a crocodile stunt. Yeah, I was kind of sad, you know, that crocodile was just chilling. And then this guy came out of nowhere and it started running away from him. But he paid his dues. I think he paid his dues for this. The croc did bite him. He was bleeding a bit. Paid his dues for it. It's a terrible video. What is wrong with this quality? The crocs. Apparently... Wait. She got a piece of my arm. Man, look at that. Oh, you guys can't see it that well. F that. If one is there, how does he know more ain't gonna come back for their boy? Funny thing, there was actually another one. Once he released that one, they spotted another one just close by. On some Steve Irwin vibes. See, well, the 1 hour close here. I already closed with a bit of volume in there. Still not going anywhere. You see, that's why I like wick breaks. Wick breaks are the most important thing for volume. You don't get any wick breaks, no momentum. I still remember the day I learned about wick breaks. It was quite eye-opening. Learned it from this guy called Sean Lee. King Sean Lee from TetraFX. Mr. King Sean Lee. Right, like those wick breaks, man. Like super important. It's better you get in later and get that confirmation. Never get into a trade without a strong wick break. Oh yeah, you guys should have seen this beef. Oh man, there was a time where Sean Lee and Raja Banks were beefing. And Raja went to the UK and Sean Lee, they were kind of like sizing each other up. Let's see, Sean Lee versus Raja Banks. Man, there was so much drama. So much drama during this year. This is like 2020. There was so much drama between traders. Where's that video? Oh, look, it's me. There was so much drama. I don't know if we can find that video. And Sean Lee was saying stuff like, oh, you know, Raja getting that bruise on your eye because apparently fighting with his brother or something like that. That's how Raja got this bruise on his eye. Like a bruise on his eye. Man, there was so much drama. Raja works on 15-minute time frames. Yes, he does. He works on the 15-minute, the 30-minute. He's more like a higher time frames guy. Like he likes 15 and above. I'm not sure if he trades a 5-minute too often. I definitely know he doesn't trade the 1 minute. He will not look at the 1 minute. He's just like 15 and above probably. I take buy. Godspeed, Godspeed. Wish you all the best, sir, in this range. It's like you put a helmet on a soldier and you send him out. Good lad. Go for it, sir. Go get him. I'm gonna take this buy now. Then they run in and it's like boom. Then it doesn't work. It doesn't work, but it's like all the soldiers here are just gonna try their luck, you know? Maybe you are the one. Maybe you are the one to catch the move. You can catch the move because gamblers never quit. Only if you quit, you'll never catch the move. But the more you keep trying, the more you're gonna get it. There's a higher chance you're gonna get it. Meat grinder zone. This is why I say, like, when the charts look like spaghetti to you, then you know the best thing is just stay away from it. That sucks because maybe you might even get lucky, then the market reverses on you. You know what the mess up thing that happens in casinos? People win these prizes, like they can win $4 million from like a slot machine. And when they go and get their earnings, you know what the casino says? The casino says the machine broke. The machine broke. And they're well within their rights to say that. You know, you can win so much money, they're going to say the machine broke. Happened to quite a few people. And I think it's like an error thing, but I'm sure it can be coded in. But where it goes above the amount that the machine can actually pay out. So you're gonna see like 4 million, but obviously machine can't pay out that much. So the same machine's broke. But man, what a way to bust your bubble. It's like if you think you're gonna cash the buy right now, it's literally what happened right here. You think you're gonna cash the buy, and then all of a sudden, you know, your bubble gets burst. Oh, look at that. You see it's happening again. Oh, look at that. Just like when we were explaining here. That's exactly what it is right now. It's like you're gambling in a casino. You might get it. You just might, but you know, high probability you don't. For swing trading, I use 4 hour. For scalping, I use 5 minute. Oh yeah, swing trading, 4 hour makes sense for swing trades. You know, look at this swing trade here. You had so much range on the left. See that little swing? And obviously you're going with the daily trend. If you're swing trading, you're definitely going with the trend. You're not taking sells. You're not taking sells. Because what happens is you're gonna end up being liquidity. So you're just looking for buys. Literally buy anywhere with a decent enough stop loss. You're probably gonna have a profitable trade. You know, think about it. You can literally buy, like putting a strategy to the side, you can literally buy anywhere with a decent stop loss. Decent stop loss. Obviously, like if you're on the 4 hour, you probably have pretty big stops. Buy anywhere. No strategy. Just see some movement. Take a buy, take a buy, take a buy. Look at that. Crazy. This is a good thing about swing traders is when the market moves like this, man, you make so much nice money, you know, because it's directional. But it's when it's in the trenches and it's not doing anything, man, this is where it gets tricky again. But you see, on the 4 hour swing, this thing should actually still have some legs to move up towards like 36, 66. No. Man, all this for core PPI. Holy man. Just move up already. We're expecting bad numbers, you know? We're expecting bad numbers. It's gonna start getting priced in. I'm pretty sure its price is gonna start moving before the news comes out though. It's just getting closer to that NY open. So what the rates are for October? October, December looking at 100% as well. Rate cuts. Well, just 25 basis point cut. Maybe we're gonna get one September and October. Short term based on technicals, gold should retrace. Um, Here's the thing. I think even if like RSI, usually when a RSI, let's say if it's oversold here, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if RSI is sold here, overbought, sorry, if it's overbought, the more time we spend like in a range like this, also the RSI kind of loosens up. So it becomes from overbought and it starts to go down a bit more, right? Those of you who still use RSI, I think that's what it does. Because it's consolidating. So it's like building a support. Because if it wanted to move down, I feel like it would not be consolidating like this much. It's trying to hold this level so it can keep moving up bullish. So I still think for me personally, like any sort of sells are just really just short term, you know, very short term positions. You're not expecting runners from them. And like liquidity grabs, but we'll see at the end of the day, you know, price has got to move. Trading's not about who's right or wrong. If price moves up, awesome. You gotta look for your positions. If price moves down, awesome. You're gonna look for your positions. But that would be what I'm expecting. Is it's just consolidating by a key level so it can break these highs? Because I've seen price do that before. See, yeah, exactly. Consolidations like RSI at 50 zone, more or less. Yeah, now we just gotta wait. November came. It was yesterday. The previous daily close, topping tail generally indicate a reversal. November came. GJ is also pretty much doing the same thing. There's no news on GJ though. Took my first 1 minute impulse win on GJ. 1 minute used to scare the shit out of me until watching here. Yeah, it's really not that bad. The 1 minute is not bad. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. You actually gotta fall in love with the 1 minute entries. You remember what we spoke about here, guys? If gold was to give us some kind of a structure like this, that would have been beautiful for correction. So it just made its way up back to the top of the range. But both markets are definitely still quite choppy. But you know, it's still quite a nice pattern that we'll have to see price move down, consolidate, and then to start moving back up again. If this happened on gold, I think that would play out a lot nicer than it did on GJ. So now it's just like consolidating at the middle of the range. Variables are only going to shift like again once it breaks above these highs. You see some kind of variable, whether that becomes a fakie or the continuation. But this is definitely the point A right now that we're expecting some kind of a distribution from this zone. Big move coming. Yeah, definitely. There's going to be a volatile move. It's about to be a volatile move as it's breaking that 1 minute consolidation. Here it is. See next 1 minute open. It's currently in a play right now. So definitely you're gonna see some kind of volatility, some kind of like small change in character of how the candlesticks behave. Because it just broke some key wicks. So it's currently in a play, it's triggered orders. So now it's just a probability of whether this plays out or it becomes a losing trade. It's not as random anymore. Like you can look at the variables kind of like shifting slightly over here as it breaks above those highs. A slight shift in variable to either distribute above these zones, but it coming back down would be such a garbage play. On gold, that would be like some real foul play. I should like stop moving from this region. Wheels of probability are spinning. Here we go, finger crossed, small lots so I can close partial. And this pullbacks though, if you go on the 5 minute, look at this area here. This is an annoying thing about this PA. You don't have like any clean ranges or anything. So like these pullbacks just come in at such random times. Holding 1 minute from 3678.9 for like 2 hours. Wait, what? 3678. Talking about futures? Oh, like futures. All-time highs here. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Let's see what futures, where that's at. 3678. 3678. 3678. Oh, that's nice. I mean, awesome. Good for you. You know, you're gonna secure something here. You're gonna secure something here. Price already moved up. You know, what are you waiting for? Maybe secure some partial and then let the rest run. You shouldn't even think about the market right now. You know, because like if you're still planning on holding for even longer than this, all of this, whatever's happening now is just as all noise. You know, this should not even concern you at this point. Stops to break even, let the rest run. Like, you know, it's like watching paint dry basically. Will it survive? Help me. Well, I think it's rejecting, isn't it? To pull back up, close support. No. Where is hand emoji here? Stop. Save Ricardo. Oh, I saved you. I saved just in the nick of time. Just in the nick of time. Let's go, Goldie. Fly. Look how close it came. Thank you, Vic, for insightful education. I'll probably miss the big move next time. Good night, y'all. Good night, Jay. Yeah, the big move should be coming in here in about 30 minutes. From that next hourly candlestick, we should be seeing the big move come in. Any time from that next hourly candle open. Look at how important. Remember those wick breaks I was talking to you about, chat? Like, look at how important they are. Look at how important it is. You know, if you're going to take away anything from this stream, take away the importance of wick breaks. Can you see it? It's kind of weird. These wicks are so small. I wish you could make them bigger. You know, a nice little trick that I noticed. I don't know if it's much of a trick, but if you double tap, let me see if that actually works. If you double tap on TradingView, it should make the borders of the candlesticks a bit bigger. It's such a slight thing, but I don't... It's... You can like miss it. Let me see if I zoom in. Right. It slightly makes the outline here a little bit more. Not by much, but try it for yourself on like a white background. Just gonna investigate this. Hidden Easter egg on TradingView. Like you double tap, it makes it slightly a bit bigger. Slightly a little bit more outlined. I wish the wicks were a little more clearer. Or we had the option to adjust the width of the wicks. Because I know it's pretty hard for y'all to see them. On stream. I think on Zoom it's fine. Wow, crazy. Imagine surviving this by literally 0.1 pips. Insane, man. Just rejected and then moved up like 20 pips. Holy.
Bomboka!
Man. Chat, nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Ricardo's the only soldier who survived. Nearly died though. We all know this is gonna skyrocket sooner or later. It's building up now. You see it coming closer and closer to pre-New York. Volatility is kicking in again. Beautiful little 8 SMA confluence. I think that 8 SMA on the 15 minutes saved also. Got this nice little beautiful kiss of death over here. Off that 15-minute play. What is a kiss of death? That's when the candle SMA is right underneath the candle. Like this. It's like a volume indication, you know? To get the SMAs on your chart, you're gonna see it for yourself. That's kiss of death. You see how it's like just tapping it? Like doom. Look at that. And then it's like kind of like pushes it up. Beautiful confluence. Oh, finally, goalie is starting to move somewhat. Holy, man. It did not make it easy for them. Remember I said like the wheels of probability are turning as prices breaking above these highs? It did not make it easy for these guys though. Because it did come down to have a retracement before again trying to move up. It did not make it easy. But that's a trade. Man, that's a trade I would have taken. Like in a different market condition, and if that was our first trade over here, then this would have been a trade that I would have taken. But within the range, it's like 50-50. Here comes the volume. All right, Goldie, starting to break above the highs. Timing is still a little bit off for me, but yeah, we'll get closer pre-London, pre-unwind to 25 minutes. Pre-unwind 25 minutes. Attempting to re-break the highs this time. Oh man, another pullback, Gold. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. That's why I'm waiting. I'm waiting for this. At least if I want to try this, I want to try a different session time. This to me is still considered London. This 5:30. Only when the next hourly candlestick opens. Get pre-New York. Yeah, that's nasty. Man, because you know, the whole world, we're just all looking at gold right now. Everybody's just, we're all just looking at this range, wondering when price is going to break out. And this is the third try for price to break out right now. Imagine like still coming back in. Oh my days. Broke about once, two. This is a third attempt. Imagine people like over trading, you know? And then it's like so easy to mismanage on that third trade. It's so emotional. So once it puts you in drawdown, you're like, shit, might even close the trade. GJ has broken out. Oh, this is gold futures. Let's go on GJ. Oh, nice. Yeah, GJ's. Oh, wow, look at that. Same time. Same time GJ is breaking out. Like with gold. GJ's breakout looks a little bit more serious than gold's because you get candles closing like this. Come on, Goldie. Rise, gold, rise. Don't worry, chat. Don't feel no FOMO. Trust me. There's gonna be so many moves around this corner. Like even if you miss this breakout, don't worry about it. Daily time frame right now is up 0.60%. Beautiful range on the hourly. You know, so much leg room here to keep moving up towards resistance. 3 all the way up over there. It's like how many pips? 300? No, 168. I just want to say at least commit, you know? At least commit to some kind of a direction. Stronger close above the resistance. That's always a good sign. We got 20 seconds for the 5-minute closure. It was the smallest sell. I took it because of the 1-minute close above all EQH on consolidation. Yeah, finally. At least it broke on the third attempt. At least it broke on the third attempt. Yeah, chat, but I think I'm just gonna call it a session here. Just gonna kill some more time as I wait for this hourly candlestick to close. Still got about 20 minutes for this hourly candlestick closure. So I'm gonna wait for that candle to first close and then see if we can get any continuations. Any bullish continuations from this. But it's breaking out now, so it's perfect. The hourly, you know, the hourly can still keep running, but eventually it's going to have to pause, or at least I'm anticipating that it's going to have to pause at some point. and wait for, you know, if we want to keep moving up, we still need a new hourly open. Get some fresh volume in to keep pushing bullish. Yeah, nice little distribution. I wish we got that on the first try though. I tried like once, two, and then broke out on the third attempt. Because it's just a timing thing, you know. That means it was just waiting for more later on in the range to break above. That's all it is. That's why we say sometimes even timing is more important than just a setup. So you see price move up, consolidated, accumulated orders, broke above. It's currently in a distribution phase. Peace out, y'all. Stay safe. See y'all Friday. Oh, tomorrow you'll be busy. I'll see you on Friday, sir. Friday, we will be on stream for Freaky Friday. Ooh, man, look at this thing. Just flying. Holy, where was this bullish exuberance before? Did we move at 5, around 5 yesterday as well? I think we had a push at around 5. Yeah, look at this. Yesterday's candle also broke that small little consolidation here. This was happening at a 5. So like a timing thing. So that happened at like 5:10. Happened at 5:10. And this one happening here at 5:30. Still that same hourly though. You look at the previous day. Previous day, what day was it? This was 6. Yeah, this was at 6. That was the one that I took. I took a buy over here. That was my 6 a.m. candle. The same one I'm waiting for right now. This is the candle I'm waiting for. This one right over here. That's at 6:10. Yeah, so I'm gonna kill some time until this hourly closes, you know, and then see what we can do. But I'll see y'all next tomorrow. Take care, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.